I think it's the 10th of April or something like that. It's 2025. And yesterday there was obviously all that hubbub about the new tariffs from Trump going into effect, and then some uh, some hours after they went into effect, about 4 hours after he had tweeted out a message or truthed out a message or whatever it's called, he sent out a message on his social network saying that the tariffs were in effect and America would be stronger and all that stuff. And then he sent out a message saying it's a good time to buy. Um, Already by that time, if you look at the VEPS of the day on crypto at this time was open, already there were some very nice indications of moves to the upside on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Solana, coins, and meme coins. Have been moving around nicely on the day, up and down, and eventually starting to go back up. And before he sent out his message at 1:18 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time, was it 1:18? Whatever it was. 18 minutes past the hour, whatever hour he sent it on. I forget the exact time of day. I think it was whatever. Before he sent it out, might have been 11:18. I forget. Anyway, a minute before, an entire minute before, on the 1 minute time frame, you could see that a number of assets had hit, including on SPY, by the way, had hit a third deviation band to the downside on the on both, in fact, the 1110 and the 3012 RMLR, and they were setting up a mean reversion, which was likely to go to the upside. And on the very next minute, at 1:19 or 11:19 or whatever time zone it was, 19 minutes past the hour, yeah, that mean reversion began to kick in, and the market started to move to the upside. And when you say, well, and if you're going to say, well, that's because people were buying because of his message, they had a full 4 hours of his previous message saying it's a good time to buy. And then you can say, well, they started to buy, and that's what made the markets go up. No. Yes, buy pressure is what makes the market go up. Sell pressure is what makes it go down. But it's not because of his message that the tariffs were paused, that the prices went up. No. The volatility and entropy and probabilities and statistics were indicating that crypto and traditional assets were heading to the upside. Crypto was already heading up very nicely on the day, in fact. Many of the assets were up already anywhere between 1% and 5% on the day, which is a very nice day, to be honest. And what happened is that as the returns were rising, as the volatility was moving, as the probabilities were looking to the upside, so the HFT bots began placing more orders to the upside. And then the 20% or so of trades that are run by retail people, 20% of the liquidity on the market that's injected by retail, went ahead and placed more trades to the upside. But they certainly were not the catalyst for the movement to the upside. It was first the VEPS that indicated things were going to the upside, and then you can say, well, people reacted to that too. Yeah, sure, people react to things all the time, right? And you could say that Trump is in a way the biggest market maker on the market because he's the president of the United States. He's not supposed to be influencing markets, but he is who he is, and he does what he does, right? And yesterday he announced 4 hours ahead of the pump that it was a good time to buy, and obviously people listen to that kind of thing, and a lot of people placed longs already then, but the actual big pump of the day, so to speak, did not happen when he tweeted out his thing. In fact, what happened is price went down, right? It was going down. It had been going down for a few minutes, and then it hit those 30 deviation bands to the downside on the RMLRs on the minute that he tweeted it out. And then after that, right, night, it began to go to the upside again. I mean, you can literally see. Look at the SPY. Look at the QQQ chart or the SPY chart on the 1 minute candle. You'll see it. Look at Bitcoin also. You'll see it on the 1 minute, and you'll see that there was a mean reversion happening, and that's why the assets ran to the upside. Anyway, I thought I'd mention that, and remember, trade the VEPS, not the news. The news will just mislead you and misinform you. Okay, peace. Happy trading. Cheers.